Hello, my name is Daniel, and I would be creating a virtual machine on Microsoft Azure. I have already logged into my student portal, and I'm on the main portal page, and I would want to start off by creating my virtual machine. I could create a virtual machine using the create a resource, where under that I could pick my virtual machine. I've also been given a list of some of the resources that are available, and I could simply just click on create a virtual machine and wait for the interface to open. Alright, so I have my interface, that's the computer infrastructure virtual machine interface open, and I need to set up a virtual machine. So I need to first of all create a virtual machine, and that is going to be a normal virtual machine, which I'm going to pick. Alright, so my subscription is set to Azure for students. As already said, I have logged into my student account, and right now it is asking for resource group, which I do not have. So I'm going to create a new resource group that is going to be my name. That's going to be my name with 235. Sorry. And it checks out to be good, so I'll click OK to move on. That will be my resource group. The name of my virtual machine is going to be my name, so that is going to be Asari 235. And I'm going to be using the West US 2. For my region. I'm going to be setting that to West US 2. Availability zone, I'm going to leave it at the default, and I will scroll down to my security type, the email type, which has to do with operating system, and I'm going to be using Windows 11 Pro, and it is going to be my virtual architecture is going to be 64, and run with Azure Sports discount. I'm not going to check on that. Now the size of my memory, that's my RAM, is set to 8 gig default, and I am not going to make changes to that as well. I'm going to leave that also on the standard D2S V2, and enable hibernation. I'm going to leave that as default as well. My username for administrator account will be Mr. Asari. My password don't seem to be matching. Alright, so I got my password to match. Now my next step will be public inbound ports. Allow selected ports for RDP. Select inbound port, and I'm going to leave this also. I'm going to leave this also on because I'm supposed to be able to use my RDP from my desktop to be able to access my virtual machine from Azure. So I'll move on by clicking on review and create. waiting for my resource to be created. I'm getting an error. (2023) version or higher. So it's supposed to be Windows Server 2025 Data Center Azure Edition. Okay. I think next I think I skipped on being able to set my disk space. OS disk size is set to 127. I'm going to, I think the minimum is about the 127 gigabyte. I'm going to leave it on the default premium SSD for my disk type. I'm also going to leave that as on the settings. I'm not changing any much on that. Alright, so I think I'll skip to the networking. That also I'm going to be keeping I'm going to be keeping my settings to be in the default, so which means that I'll just go ahead and then go to review and create. Under management, enable basic plan for free. Okay, so I'm going to check that, and also identity, enable system assign manage identity. Alright, so I'm going to leave all these settings out, and I will go straight to my review and create. I hope I don't get another error this time. So my validation is done, and I will go ahead and then click on create to have finally created. So my VM is still being created, and my resources, my virtual machine is being deployed, as it is saying that I have deployment in progress, and it keeps creating my resources like my IP address, my virtual network, and a couple of other options that are, or a couple of other resources that are supposed to be helping make my VM work on Azure Cloud. So finally my VM is created, as it gives me out the message saying deployment has been successful. Alright, so now I want to configure my VM to have auto shutdown for specific times so that it doesn't using it. So I'm going to click on setup auto shutdown. And wait for my system to respond. I'm going to enable it as it is defaultly set to off. VM to be shutting down is about 8:13, so I'm still working on my assignment. I'm going to be setting it to be shutting down by 12 p.m. And with my time zone, I think I'm supposed to go with the universal coordinate, which is okay. So I have set up my auto shutdown to 11 p.m. Oh, this is supposed to be 11 a.m. not p.m. I think I made a mistake on that. And okay, so I think setting a notification is the reason I couldn't save. So I think I would have to turn that off. I'm sure my subscription does not cover that. So it's set to 11 a.m. That is the UTC coordinate universal time. So I'm resaving my auto shutdown. Now I'm going to connect my RDP to my virtual machine, and I want to use the connect, but I've already downloaded my RDP file. Just want to walk through the steps. So selecting the connect and then having the connect options presented. It shows me the admin username and then the port to be used, and then also it shows me the most common options which is available to me, and that is the native RDP, and I have the download RDP file, which I have done that already. As I said, I have done that twice. So showing you my download folder, this is my RDP file with the name on it, and double click on the first download that I made to launch the RDP connection. So now I'm going to put in my password. This is really unfortunate. Alright, so my password goes through and it is connecting my RDP for me. Alright, so currently I have my Windows server connected to my RDP, that is remote desktop, and my server manager is getting started, and as it runs I wait for it to fully run, then I can go ahead to show you my PCs, that is my virtual machines name suggested by the assignment. So I'll minimize my window for the server manager, and then I'm going to go to settings, and then from the settings I have my virtual machine, or my virtual machine systems information displaying with the name, and it tells me the type of machine it is, which is the virtual machine, and then also it is saying my Windows needs update. Thank you.